How's it going?
So how is Charming going to feel having to face the evil queen again? Does this feel like
It's deja vu
hat
for real. I
thing?
mean, the evil queen is back, and she's back with a vengeance, and she is full on evil. And, you know, much like the whole basis of Once Upon a Time, the evil queen going after Snow White and wanting her dead, that's definitely going to be the case. And she's going to go after his wife full force, which means she's going to go after Charming too. So, and she's going to go after all these characters. She's going after everybody. She's taking no prisoners, and she's really doing some mental manipulation with everybody, and it's going to turn everybody inside of themselves, and they're going to have a lot internally to kind of deal with.
So we know you've only read like up to episode 3 so far.
Yeah.
Is there anything you can really tease about what you're going to be doing and who you're going to be maybe interacting with that we might not expect?
I mean, we know from today that Aladdin and Jafar are sort of coming in. We saw that scene.
I mean, you're definitely going to see a more meaningful friendship grow between Hook and Charming, and it just might get rocked by something later on. What else? I mean,
well, we know that Hyde is in Storybrooke now, so you know they have to sort of figure out what his agenda is. Yeah, so that's kind of he's there to sort of lock things up as well. So it's great. With the evil queen, you got Mr. Hyde there, just having a good old time.
I mean, I really don't know why we buy real estate in Storybrooke. It is the worst town in America to live.
But are you happy that the story's basically going to take place in Storybrooke this year instead of little alternate places?
I think it's been fun to sort of play around over the few seasons with all the different worlds that we've gone to. I think this season will be in a different way fun because each character I think is going to have to sort of really delve in deep and look at who they are as people this season, probably more so than I think even any other season.
And you're still going to experience other worlds, fairy tale land. You'll still see other worlds other than Storybrooke for sure. Maybe not as much, but you will definitely see those flashbacks.
How do you think Hook and Emma's relationship is going to evolve this season after the I love yous that happened last year?
I mean, I think it's going to be. I say this every year. It's going to be complicated, for in a different way. I mean, look, we know after the end of last season that it's true love. You know, Emma weighed her heart, and the only way that she could save Hook was to sacrifice her heart at the time to save him and open the door, and the only way that door could open was if it was true love. So we know that. So now they have to figure out how they move forward, knowing that because it's such a big, you know, true love is a rare thing, and it's such a huge part of the show. And also, I mean, the Evil Queen is back. She's going to be gunning for, you know, Snow and Emma. So who knows how that's going to affect things? And yeah, it'll be complicated.
They mentioned on the panel that we're going to get much more of sort of Hook's history, some secrets he's been harboring. Can you expand on that a little bit?
I mean, I can't really go into it because it's such a big spoiler, but it's going to test some relationships that he has in Storybrooke, and I think it's going to make him have to sort of reflect on even more on who he was and who he is now, and how can he sort of forgive himself if he can at all for his past. So I think that's really what it's going to be. But it more so than anything, it's just going to really affect a couple of specific relationships that he has in Storybrooke,
including his relationship with Emma.
I'm sure that it will test. I mean, pretty much a lot of the things that Hook did in his past, a lot of people wouldn't really be able to forgive, but Emma has said before that she's willing to move on from that and leave his past to where it is. But at the moment we're not there in the shooting, so we haven't read exactly what that's going to be yet.
So the fact that he was brought back from the dead, are we gonna see any consequences of that?
I don't know. I'm sure that along the way there's probably going to be something. You know, I mean, again, it's one of those things where it's so early for us in the season, and we only with like Eddie and Adam they'll give us little tidbits of just so we know sort of some of the bigger things that we need to know, and then we read the episodes week to week, or similar to the way people will watch them. So at the minute I don't know, but I'm pretty certain it must have some sort of consequence or whatever, because much like him having the darkness inside him will always be there in a way, and so there's bound to be some sort of thing from it. Yeah.
So, in addition to the storylines that the writers give you to work with to develop your characters, what do you do to keep your character new and fresh to you and challenging, still growing?
I mean, the great thing about it is that they do keep changing it up, so they keep giving you new challenges as an actor to play, and new challenges for the characters to play. So there's always something new happening, and a new facet to the character that just makes it deeper and more full. So there's always they just keep writing new things. So that's the great joy.
It's also we're looking on this show that it's every episode week to week is completely different. And sort of the relationships, especially within the core characters, are all so complex and so that it's always fresh, and we're lucky with an amazing cast and crew in Vancouver, so it's just it's really fun and fresh every day. Yeah.
Some of the collaboration with the other actors also help you to develop your characters.
I mean, I think probably like Eddie and Adam will see something that maybe we might have done in some scene and decide, okay, well, we're going to try and develop that, and then obviously the show was written for us, but it's also how people are able to interact with each other sort of defines how the relationships would be on the show too, I think.
Is there anyone that you're hoping this coming season that you have more scenes with that you maybe didn't get to in the last season?
Really?
That was pretty good. I was pretty satisfied. Well, actually, it is good because it is going to be fun, because we are going to have quite a bit to do together this season. So that's going to be interesting, and because we don't always get a chance to do that, so that's going to be fun.
The bromance back on?
The bromance
is back on.
Back on and blossoming.
That's my headline.
Thanks very much.